How's it going, everybody? It's Young here, and welcome to a Death Stranding news update. The following information comes from Horizon Zero Dawn. You may recall that in my previous video, I discussed some Death Stranding Easter eggs that are featured in Horizon, namely the stranded necklace, the stranded shackles, and the stranded figure. Something that has yet to be talked about, however, are some new equations that can be seen on the stranded necklace thanks to the new angles of the trinket that the game provides. The discovery was made by a Reddit user going by the name of 0002, and he even went ahead and posted some close-ups, giving us a clear look at the new equations engraved on the necklace. So what I'm going to do is go over them one by one and try to explain what they are. Thankfully, I've got a brother who is very involved in the realm of physics, so he managed to give me some basic summaries for these equations. Let's start with this one right here. This is none other than Einstein's field equation. If that name rings a bell, that's because I mentioned it in one of my previous videos, in which I talked about equations that were listed on this mural found inside Kojima Productions. Einstein's field equation essentially states that mass causes space-time to warp, thereby allowing motion to happen, and this motion that results from the bending of space-time is what we interpret and perceive as gravity. Basically, it deals in the warping of space-time and its relationship to gravity. Moving on, here's what my brother believes to be the heat equation, and what it essentially does is tell you how heat spreads over time. As an example, if you've got a cold cup and add hot water, and you want to determine how that heat spreads from the water to the cup, this equation would come in handy. This next one we had a little trouble defining, but my brother believes this to be a very vague version of the Higgs field, which deals in something called Higgs boson. The Higgs boson is essentially an elementary particle that allows fields to have mass. Essentially, without these Higgs boson particles, mass wouldn't exist. Yup, it's harder to wrap your head around this one, but apparently these Higgs boson particles do exist in tangible form. It had been a theory for decades, but in recent years, scientists managed to detect Higgs boson through experimentation. But long story short, the Higgs field equation relates to a type of particle called Higgs boson that allows for the existence of mass. Last but not least, we have what my brother simply defined as the wave function of two particles, and it essentially helps you figure out how much energy two particles have. To be more precise, it helps you define the probability that two particles will have a certain amount of energy. Why probability, you ask? That's because we're dealing with particles. Unlike the typical objects that you think of, which deal in precise numerical results, because of the sporadic nature of particles, instead of specifically defining numerical values for their properties, scientists define probabilities that particles will be a certain way at certain times. For this particular wave function, it deals in the probability of two particles' energies. There's actually another equation we know of already that also deals in the probability of a particle being a certain way, the Dirac equation, which deals in particles' spin property. So in that sense, the Dirac equation and this wave function of two particles share some similarities. But yeah, that's pretty much a basic summary of what these equations do or are meant for. Once again, they're all related to some pretty high-level physics concepts, which further goes to show that we might be able to expect a variety of physics-based sci-fi elements in this game, such as futuristic space travel, time travel, black holes, stuff dealing in particles, and multiple worlds or dimensions, among other things. I'd love to be more specific than that, but until Kojima gives us more information about the game, this is all I can do for now. But hey, maybe you can think of something that I can't. If you have any cool theories that you'd like to share, definitely let us know in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things Death Stranding, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!